You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Here we go now. Here we go now. Oh, hey, y'all. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to like today's video. Shout out to the 50 of you that have already liked the video. I saw someone just dislike the video. Maybe you accidentally disliked the video because we haven't even started yet. Or maybe you're just a hater and you are a Amanda and Wes defender. Oh no, it was by accident. It was by accident, okay? Show yourself. It's okay. Who accidentally disliked? It's okay. It's all right. Guys, be sure to let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. I had to do a live. This is live for those that are just coming on in. I can see your comments. I can see all the things. We have a lot to get into, and I'm sure some of you want to call in and share your thoughts as well on the Summer House Season 10 reunion. And if you missed it, we recap part 1 and part 2. We also have been talking about Summer House here on the channel. So if you missed any of our other commentary, be sure to check out some of our Friday lives, our Tuesday takeovers, all of that. All right. Shout out to our King's Guards. Thank you, Kendra, so we can see and hear you. Perfect. Perfect. Keep me up to date, y'all. Exactly. Sienna said, reveal yourself. It's all right. It's all right. 89 likes. Come on, y'all. We appreciate it. Liking the video is an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other creators that you don't even know about. This is how they will pop up on your algorithm, so especially Black content creators talking about a show like Summer House. The algorithm hopefully is algorithming, and you'll start to see some other content creators that are talking about similar topics. But as you know here, we don't just talk about reality television. We talk about everything in pop culture. So be sure to check out everything here on the channel, including the Summer House recaps as well. Sarcasm Wisdom says, hey, I made it. Yes, you did. I was a little tardy for the party, but it's okay. Delray Beach is in the building. DC's in the building. The DMV is in the building. I see you guys. Is New York City in the building? Because don't forget, the Kempire After Dark, a live show is happening September 25th at the Green Room 42. Let's sell out another show together, guys. But if you can't make it, there is a live stream option. I know we have quite a few people from around the country and outside the country that watch the channel and might not be able to attend Kempire After Dark. I still have not shared the last show with our members. You know, we love to show you guys the last show. So stay tuned for that before the September 25th show. And friends of the channel, the Brooke Ashley has a show coming up July 15th, I believe, and August 1st for C. Diggy and Alexander Rogers. So be sure to support them as well. They all will be at the Green Room 42. Okay. Alabama's in the building. Yes, Miata says, let's go Knicks. Knicks in 5. Tonight is the next game. I don't know if my heart could take it, right? I don't know if my heart can take it tonight. We got to win, especially if DT's not in the building. If DT's not in the building, it was his bad juju that messed us up for game 3. But I will be watching it from the lovely space of my home because I saw what happened in New York on Monday. Y'all behave yourselves out there. It's supposed to be fun and safe, okay? Fun and safe. Amara says, my new read is, are you on beta blockers? Here's the thing is, Amara, I get it. And this is not for you. I don't want people that are on beta blockers to I don't want that to be a read. You know what I mean? We don't like Wes and we don't like Amanda for what they did. And I'm glad that Sierra came out and clarified what beta blockers are. But I get what you're saying, Amaris, because no one expected Andy Cohen to even ask that question. But I guess Andy knows a thing or two. Look, Andy has lived. Look, this is not shade. Andy has lived. So Andy's probably looking at them like, are y'all okay? Speaking of are y'all okay? Shameless plug. Are y'all okay? I got the Pride merch for you. You look, you guys have been asking for Pride merch. So we already have the Kempire logo in the Pride colors and things like that. However, now the Are You Okay Pride merch is here. You've been asking for it. The t-shirts are available right now. If there are mugs and things like that you want me to have created, let me know. But the Are You Okay t-shirts are here, and they're in so many different color markations as well. Shout out to the the Ligga Bigga Tigga crew. Speaking of which, the Kempire channel is supporting the Center for Pride Month here. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. We are so close to $1,000. However, guys, you know our goal for the month, it's only 10 days into June. I know we can do it. We raised over $6,000 in 2 weeks last year. So I know we can raise $10,000 this year as a community. Share our videos. They'll be on any of our past videos. Share, and if you're watching the replay of this, it should be somewhere along here unless I forgot. Look, things happen. I got lots to do, y'all. A lot of things. But share our videos so people can donate. Every little bit counts. If I have now we have 576,000 subscribers. If all of y'all donated $1, we could beat $10,000. Just saying. So if you're watching the replay of this, if you're here live, donate what you can. I appreciate it. Again, 100% of your donation goes to the organization. We've been giving money to the center for the last few years. And someone in the comment section, I love this comment. Someone in the comment section said, I used to go to the center. I'm not a part of the Liga Biga Siga crew, but I used to go to the center with my friend before. The LGBT center here in New York City is not just for the Liga Biga Tiga crew, the LGBTQ plus community. It's for everyone. It is a community center that provides services. They're not turning anyone away, but it is a safe haven for our community in general. So let's keep their doors open because federal funding has been shaky with this new administration. So whatever you can donate, please donate. All right. All right, enough of that, right? I know you all are like, okay, can we get to the summer? I wanted to give people a moment, okay? I wanted to give people a moment to get into the building so we can talk about Summer House. So how did you guys feel about the reunion? Now that the reunion's over, they made that big announcement that the Summer House aftermath is happening. Do you want me to recap the aftermath? You saw the preview. I'm going to play a clip from the preview in a little bit later on, all right? So, all right. Yes, I saw the Drew Sidora update. I will either talk about it here or I will do a separate video. I like to keep these videos on focus with what we're talking about, though. All right. Moving along, guys. Thank you so much already for 140 likes. Let me pull out my notes when it comes to Summer House because every time I say Summer House, I want to say Summer House Martha's Vineyard, but it's not. Look, it's not. It's produced by the same production company that produces Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac. Produces Summer House. Okay, everyone's saying that you want me to recap the aftermath. All right, one more week. Just when I thought this would be over. Just when I thought this would be over. One more week of talking about Summer House. And I have my thoughts on why they decided to do this. Besides dragging this out and making money off of this, I think all of that is in play. But I think they're also trying to set us up for this summer. I think they felt like this was necessary in order to clear the way to film this summer. Because remember, they filmed during the summer in the Hamptons. I think that was part of the reason why they wanted to have these conversations. But we shall see. And I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say as well. Ivy said, hold on. We got such a beautiful community. Very intelligent, articulate cast. They did a great job. But Amanda and Wes Gray rocked everyone. Hey, Tracy's in the building. Tracy says, what level beta blocker did Amanda's doctor write her? Because I have questions. If that's what I think Andy gave West something to go with, I don't think it was beta blockers. It might have been something else that he probably couldn't say on the show. Okay? Because again, Andy gave him that as a thing. I don't know if that's what he actually was on. Since we're talking about the beta blockers, let me just go to what Ciara said on social media, because some of you don't know this. So maybe some of you are new to Summer House and you don't know anything about Ciara Miller. Ciara Miller is not only a reality TV star, she's also an actual signed model and all kinds of endorsements, but she's also a registered nurse. So that's important to note. So Ciara posted on social media just a medical note, and she could say this because she is a medical professional. She says, just a medical note, beta blockers don't remove emotion. They work by blocking adrenaline from binding to beta receptors in your heart, blood vessels, and muscles. The receptors responsible for the physical symptoms of anxiety, like increased heart rate, raised blood pressure, and trembling. The emotional experience remains, but the physical stress response can't fully activate. It's like putting your fight or flight symptoms on D&D. Enough with the beta blocker BS. I don't think that he was on beta blockers. I don't think she was on beta blockers. Look, Ivy says she's an ICU nurse. You know who's an ICU nurse? My sister. She's an ICU nurse practitioner. And both my grandmothers were nurses, registered nurses. Just saying. But anyway, so Ciara wanted to clarify because Andy gave him that because Andy noticed that he really wasn't reacting. Both of them, and West and Amanda, both had weird reactions and responses during this reunion. It felt like they had no remorse during this reunion. Okay. Jersey Girl in the DMV says they were on some type of downers for sure, probably Xanax. Maybe. Or, as Ciara said during the reunion, he's a sociopath. I would like to say yes. Look, I'd like to say that he's a sociopath. That's what I said in part 2 of the reunion. I feel like that he is a sociopath. Especially him. I don't know. No, I changed my mind after watching part 3. I said last week that I believe that Wes is a sociopath. I was giving a little grace to Amanda, but seeing Amanda's responses, Amanda was never your friend, Ciara. The fact that when Andy points out, and I'm not even going by my notes right now, the fact that Andy points out that this is such a big friend betrayal. He asked her, did she watch how Ciara was so there for you during the season? And she said, I didn't watch the rest of the season. You experienced her support. And they literally show how Ciara showed up for Amanda during the season. You also filmed in the city where Amanda is showing up for you during that season. So you didn't need to watch the season. She did it in real time, and God only knows what else she said and did for you that wasn't on camera. She was never your friend. I think Ciara really thought that she was a friend. She refers to her as a best friend. Your best friend would not do this to you, especially with the way that Amanda has reacted afterwards. It's one thing to be like, you know what, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I should have never done this. But it's her lack of emotion. It's her flat affect. But it's also her responses to some very basic questions about your friendship with her. When asked if this was just a show friend, did y'all notice the pause? Why are we pausing? Because I'll tell you this, a lot of these friendships that you guys believe are real friendships on reality television really aren't. I was watching Aphrodite here on YouTube do a reading on Summer House. If you haven't seen the latest one, be sure to check it out. It was actually quite telling. One of the things that Aphrodite said based off the tarot cards was that although people are very supportive of Ciara, there are a lot of people on this cast jealous of Ciara, and apparently have. And this is all alleged, again, for entertainment purposes only. This is a tarot card reading, okay? I'm not saying that I've heard this exclusively, but I wouldn't be shocked that they're jealous of her. They're jealous of all of what she's been able to garner from this drama, that they've tried to come to production, allegedly, and come up with little things to come at Ciara. Ciara has really had a clean reputation on Summer House. Allegedly, they're saying, according to Aphrodite in his reading, that they're jealous of her. They've tried to come to production before and throw things. This is an idea to come at Ciara. Because you know they do this in reality television. Everyone has their day where everyone's coming for them. So apparently there has been a time, allegedly, that they have. It wouldn't shock me that this cast is jealous, because one of the things, no matter how these guys want to show up and say that they're friends and they're doing it for the friend group, they all are reality TV driven. This is how they make their money. I know it hurts some of them that Ciara is having the level of success that she's having because of this, because this is what they dream of. You saw what Lindsay said, and I think Lindsay did a fantastic job during the reunion. She made it far more entertaining and holding Amanda and West accountable. Fantastic job. She was one of my MVPs, along with Mia, along with Dara, along with Ciara, obviously, and even Kyle. This was supposed to be Kyle's terrible reunion. He was supposed to be held accountable. I actually felt for Kyle at the end of this reunion. I don't think he's innocent, but you don't have a 10-year marriage, 10-year relationship with someone without having feelings for that person. And he's really been giving her a lot of grace, as I'm not surprised that he is, because for the most part, I'm guessing it wasn't a terrible marriage. It wasn't a perfect marriage, obviously, and they shouldn't be together. And they probably should have never gotten married. But there was some sort of love there. Did y'all see during the break when she hugs him, Was that his heart beating? Or did production, y'all shady selves, turn that up? His heart, they probably turned it up a little bit though, right? They did a little dramatic because they're all mic'd. So I wouldn't be shocked that production was like, turn the volume up on this. His heartbeat was like, boom. He got really emotional. This is the end of his relationship. That broke my heart for Kyle. What I can appreciate about the men in this cast, they're not afraid to cry. If you haven't seen the Peacock version, they're not paying me, but they should. If you haven't seen the Peacock version of the reunion, there are some little moments that add a lot of context to what we watched on the Bravo version. I literally watched this maybe 2.5 times. But just because I wanted to remember everything, and I didn't take notes on everything, but I wanted to pay attention to everything. Okay. Mary Jane says that West and Amanda were zombies. I'm thinking it's whatever they were on. He's claiming that he was on a beta blocker. She didn't say anything. Yep. Okay. Did you guys see Rachel Lindsay on Watch What Happens Live? I'm glad that they brought her out for the last part of this reunion for Watch What Happens Live, because did y'all notice what she said about black women dating white men in this public space? I need to play it. I have to find it and play it for you guys because I thought that it was so important to what she said. Let me see if I can find it. And I'm going to have to play it under fair use. Bravo. I want to play it under fair use. What she said was so interesting. And if you pay attention to Andy Cohen's body language, because Andy Cohen recently revealed he has a new man. And a lot of the streets have been saying Andy likes black men for the longest time, but he's never gone public with a black man. I was paying attention to Andy Cohen's body language when Rachel talks about the complexities of interracial dating. So I'm going to play this clip for you. I'm going to have to stop and go because of... Shout out to Rachel Lindsay. I adore her. I was on her podcast, if you missed it, a few months ago as well. Let me just play this clip for you guys. Hold on.
I wanted to talk to you about how race has played into everything that went down.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Well, it's really a shame because Sierra tried to explain it, and we've seen her try to explain it over the seasons, right? She talked about being...
Sidebar, Rachel looks beautiful. Skin is skinning. Jawline is jawlining. Baby hairs are baby hairing. She's beautiful.
The first black cast member on the show. She talked about how that made her feel with...
I have to tell you guys my thoughts. What do you guys think about Jesse and Rachel? Oh, no, fine. Leave me alone, because I already know. Leave me alone.
When she was on it. Then this season, we see her publicly talk to everyone, and I'm sure she privately had talked to West and Amanda. West makes it about himself in that moment, and Amanda is performative and walks over and hugs her. But I think that's what makes this such a bigger deal than the other scandal we've seen before because of the racial and interracial complexities of it all. And it just plays into the fears that black women have when they date outside of their race, that they're fetishized. And that's exactly what West did to her.
Not just black women, just saying.
We're not for your curiosity or a social experiment that you get to try on for the summer and then throw out when you're through with us. And I think that...
Andy Cohen's body... If you, for those that are just joining, I'm playing a clip from Watch What Happens Live. You can watch it on YouTube right now. Please go and watch it when you get a chance to watch Andy Cohen's body language because, again, he's been accused of what she's talking about.
That was like a big thing, another narrative that happened this season as well. I know you apologize, I'm not making this about you. But I'm just saying that was just another thing that we saw. And I really wish, and I hope the audience understands that what Sierra went through is a big fear that black women face when they date outside of their race. So you'll date...
Andy is trying to make sure he doesn't do anything in regards to his facial expression. It's just looking down and it's like, this is exactly how he's looking. For those that are watching on YouTube, podcast, this is why you got to watch both. It's like he doesn't want to make any sort of facial expression.
That's privately, but not publicly. And watching this part 3 in particular, where he's saying all these things to Amanda that he never said to Sierra, is tough to watch.
That part, that last part of what she says here. Let me play it again.
Said to Sierra is tough. Part 3 in particular, where he's saying all these things to Amanda that he never said to Sierra, is tough to watch.
Do you guys think, Sierra says this in part 3 of the Summer House reunion, that Wes is with Amanda to spite her? This is his way of getting at Sierra. Do you guys think that's what's happening here? Okay, I am going to get to the reunion part 3 in just a second, but there's just so much more playing out. And if you missed it at the end of the reunion, Bravo did announce that they're going to do a bonus episode for Summer House, The Aftermath. I think this is their way of just making it an easier transition into filming for the summer. And I wonder what that's going to look like. Is that going to look like Amanda and Wes being a part of it? Is that why we're having this sit down? Does this mean that Mija might be a part of Summer House? I don't know. I don't think, again, I'm not interested in seeing Amanda and Wes in the house. It's going to be weird. It's such a huge betrayal. I just don't see that being an easy transition unless Ciara decides not to come back. Because I just can't imagine. All right, so Jesse, who was so emotional during the reunion, and you might not understand why Jesse was so emotional unless you watch the Peacock version, because I don't believe it was in the Bravo version. The reason why Jesse was so upset, it was just because he felt like he lost a brother. He does say that. I felt watching him just tear up and try to hold back and really say that this isn't about me, but I feel like I lost a brother. But not only that, he recently had a friend betray him. Wasn't Wes, but I wouldn't put it past Wes. I would never be his friend, Jesse. I would never be his friend because I wouldn't put it past him to sleep with one of your exes or your current. I wouldn't put it past him. Jesse explains that this recently happened to him from one of his dear friends slept with one of his exes. How'd y'all leave that out of the Bravo version? Because I watched the Bravo version. I'm like, wait, I didn't see this in the Bravo version. But apparently this happened to him recently. So he's triggered that another one of his friends did this to someone else in his friend group. That's what he's talking about. The sanctity of the friend group has been tainted. Did y'all notice, though, that it felt like Wes had a more emotional reaction to his friendship with Jesse than he did with anything else in this group? And maybe because they're closer and they're best friends and things like that. But it goes back to what we were talking about with Ben last in part 2 about the guys having more of an emotional reaction to the men and not the women. I thought that was interesting. Lakia says, thank you for being a member, Lakia. Lakia says, exactly, Kempire. He felt that deep. He'll never be able to be friends with West. I don't blame him. And I'm sure he cut off that other friend. Sidebar. Thank God I saw this before I went live. Jesse posted the timeline. And this timeline is small, so I'm going to pull up the bigger one. Let me read to you the timeline. It's Jesse, are you a Virgo? What is Jesse's sign? Because the way that he was able to break down this timeline, shout out to all the Virgos. Maybe, and again, his sun sign might not be Virgo. It could be his rising or his moon, or he might have a lot of Virgo in his chart. So Jesse posted on social media the timeline of what went down. So he says, timeline, February 10th, Wes and Amanda go to dinner in Miami without me. That comes up during part 3. February 27th, a friend of a friend says that Wes and Amanda seemed into each other, that's in quotes, and left a bar together. Same week, word gets back that Chicken Fry's telling people they're hooking up. Oh. February 28th, brunch with the boys, except Wes leaves after to have another brunch with Amanda and friends. Doesn't mention Amanda's at the lunch. Later, Kyle and I run into them at a bar. Excuse me? Thank you, Jesse, for this timeline. Wes and Amanda are sitting next to each other. Amanda jumps up when she sees us, kisses Kyle on the mouth. This is February 28th. She's kissing him on the mouth? Oh. I joke, I can't believe you and Wes are dating. She says, Wes is my boy. Kyle and I leave. Wes, Amanda, and friends all apparently head back to Wes's place. Gene says, Wes gives Pisces. We're going to leave the Pisces alone, guys. We've been very hard on the Pisces this week. It's only Wednesday. We've been very hard on the Pisces this week, so I'm trying to leave them alone today, okay? Lakia says Chicken Fry also said that she felt uncomfortable. Oof. Lord. March 2nd, tell Lindsay my suspicions in Toronto. So this is Jesse saying, tell my suspicions in Toronto. She says, no way. March 3rd, tell Wes that Kyle was annoyed he ditched brunch for Amanda. Wes says, it's not weird. We hang out a lot as friends, always in groups. March 5th, ask Wes about the Demois rumors. His response, we're half as bad as you and Ciara, like the PG version. Okay. Shout out to West. Shout out to, not West. Hell to West. Shout out to Jesse for keeping this timeline. He probably just sat there and really broke this down. So, March 6th, Cabo FaceTime Ciara is suspicious too. I call Kyle. He still thinks nothing's going on. This is on March 6th. He tells me Amanda's location was off the morning after we ran into them at the bar. He was supposed to pick up the dogs that morning. Are you guys just giving everybody your locations? No one has my location. Unless we're like on vacation together and you can get lost or something like that. No one has my location. Why are you clocking where I am? I don't care if you friends or family. Probably the only person I would give my location to is my husband when I get one. But why your friend group got your location? Mind your business. All right. So March 10th, Wes sends me a Reddit thread of someone saying, I think they're effing, asks me to stop feeding into it, says that the rumors online are almost over. I say, I'm not telling randos in Cabo that I think you're hooking up. His words, there's nothing to confirm. It was funny for a day, but I'm tired now. March 11th, drinks with Amanda. I grill her. Full denial. This is Jesse's timeline. March 20th, Neutrogena event in Miami with Ciara and Lindsay. Everyone's suspicious. Ciara, wait for the reunion. Okay. March 21st, randomly go to meet West out. Amanda's there too. Didn't know. We all go back to his place. Amanda jokes sarcastically, are you going to add this to the list of reasons why you think I'm effing my best friend? I leave. Sinister. This is so sinister. March 22nd, Kyle checks Find My Friends. Amanda stayed over. Okay. March 30th. Where was this at the reunion, Jesse? Did they just cut this out? March 30th, the rumors spreading, but still believe that nothing's true based on what they've told me. I text Wes love and support, feeling bad for them. March 31st, the news drops, confirms everything. I call Wes out for lying. He's nonchalant. That's because he's a sociopath. He's nonchalant. I asked how long it's been. How long it's been? A little over a month, he says. He tells me he thinks he loves her. And then if you saw the preview for Summer House, The Aftermath, he says that he thinks that he's been in love with her for a long time. Lord have mercy. Tanya says, wow, he has a good memory. I think what helps is because they have all these different events and they have text messages talking about this stuff. And also when you're on a reality TV show, I think that's part of the reason why you start to keep a log of things, because you have to. But this was good. Don't you feel caught up? I feel caught up. Hit the Usher song. Wow. I think West and Amanda are sociopaths. And if they think that this is going to work out, good for them. We know it's not. But you know what I said last week? Amanda thinks she got the magical... Amanda thinks she's got the magical poem that's going to change Wes from his sociopathic ways. Who else got the magical... Me. I'm going to put my pom-pom shorts. It's a beautiful day here in New York City. It's a beautiful day in New York. Let me go to my notes. We haven't even gotten into this yet, but today is brought to you by our friends over at MyFitnessPal. Let's talk about MyFitnessPal for a sec. It's the app that taught me how important your nutrition is when it comes to actually losing weight or supporting how much I should be eating when I'm working out. You know, I'm an active guy. I do Pilates. I'm in the gym. I'm walking a lot. MyFitnessPal makes it so easy for anyone and any lifestyle. You can go into the app. You can scan your food. You can scan barcodes. They have 19 million different foods available on the app alone. And that's why it's the #1 nutrition app out there. You probably have heard so many fitness professionals say to you that if you want abs, it's made in the kitchen. And I had to learn that the hard way. No matter how hard I worked out, if I was not paying attention to my nutrition, which MyFitnessPal helps make easy, I wouldn't see the results that I've been seeing. Even if you're on a GLP-1, they're able to help you track that as well, along with reminding you when to take your GLP-1. Of course, we've gotten you a discount. Visit podcast.myfitnesspal.com and use code KEMPIRE. That's all uppercase letters for 15% off MyFitnessPal Premium. Start tracking and start feeling the difference. More information on MyFitnessPal will be available in the description. Thanks, MyFitnessPal. Oh, don't mind me. I'm over here. I just forgot. I forgot to log my breakfast and my lunch in my MyFitnessPal app. The premium version of the app really takes it to a whole other level. I've been using MyFitnessPal for a long time. And the premium version, there's just so much more you can do with it. Anyway, guys, get your 15% off today. Shout out to our friends over at MyFitnessPal for sponsoring today's Summer House reunion recap. All right, where's my... There we go. All right. Let's get back to this. I'll finish logging my meals later. Okay. Let me actually go to my notes. I haven't even gone to my notes yet, guys. If you missed it, we have recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta this week. We recapped Real Housewives of Rhode Island. We had a mini Tuesday takeover yesterday, so be sure to check that out. I even added timestamps. Don't forget to like today's video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. All right. Mello says it was more than over a month if they admitted to kissing in February 1st. After they were at brunch with everybody. Then she said later on nothing was going on between them on Valentine's Day. What? Okay, no, when you say that doesn't make no sense. Nothing that they said, though, made sense. If we're going to be honest, nothing that they said made 100% sense. And you could tell the pauses that they kept on having already told me that there was a lie coming right after the pause. Oh, West is a Scorpio? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it because we moved from the other water sign to this water sign. I normally like Scorpio, though. That's probably one of my not favorite, but of the water signs, I prefer Scorpio than the other ones. And mine just is coming from a Cancer rising, but that's me. Oh, I love this. Quake Simmons says, I've been 3,983 consecutive days on MyFitnessPal. I love that app, and it's a life changer. I love that. How in the hell did you do that consecutive days? I'm so bad. No, I'm not that bad, but I'm just, oh wait, I forgot to log breakfast today. But you know what? It's my fault because I have notifications off. That's the one thing with this. It will remind you. But I can't have all my notifications on, but I should turn on my notifications for MyFitnessPal. Anyway, I've digressed. Let's back to this, okay? Oh, yeah, he is a Capricorn. I'm about to say, wait, hold on a minute. We talked about him being a Capricorn. Brittany says, no, he's not. He's a Capricorn. I'm about to say, isn't he in Sierra? I'm surprised that he's a Capricorn. Janelle says, what's the Capricorn? Why'd y'all say he was a Scorpio? Why'd y'all say that he was a Scorpio? I should know better than that. Lee says, Kemp, you know we're your favorite sign of all time. Both my parents are Scorpio, so no. Both of them. But he's not. You're right. He is a Capricorn, which is so shocking to me. Very shocking to me that he's a Capricorn. All right. Let me focus, y'all. Let me get into this. So after the break, we're going to start at the top of this reunion. I've already been talking for 36 minutes. But we've covered a lot. So there's certain moments that I'll skim over that we've already talked about when it comes to the Summer House Part 3 for their Season 10 reunion. Okay? So Bailey checks in with Amanda. And I thought this was a sweet moment because I didn't realize that they were somewhat friendly and close. So she says she's worried for her. But Amanda writes it off. And even if you see the aftermath, it seems like there are so many other new red flags when it comes to West, being West. But she's ignoring it. She's all the way over there in Europe having the best time of her life with West. I don't think they played it in the Bravo version, but in the Peacock version, they address her saying, act like you like me during that, what was it, the Yankees game? I forgot. They were at some sporting event. And she was like, act like you like me, because you could see it literally. Like, you don't even have to be the best mouth reader. And you could tell that's what she said. There were other things that were said, not just that. Girl, I think at this point, she's just fighting because you lost everything at this particular point. So you're fighting to make this, like, you're stubborn to make this relationship work because everyone's saying that it's not. Okay, I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to say it again. I already know it's not going to work. The countdown begins now, right? The countdown begins now. T says, Amanda is such a bird. But she's always been a bird. And this is coming from someone that hasn't watched the show chapter and verse. I'm basing this off of the things that I've seen over the years, what you guys have updated me on when it comes to Amanda. She's always been a bird. She's always had bird behavior. And I think the signs may have been there, and Ciara just ignored them. The same way she ignored the signs when it comes to West. Hence why I think that both West and Amanda are sociopaths. All right. So Amanda says that maybe this will be a huge mistake, she tells Bailey. Oh, hey. You'll find us auntie says, Kemp, both your parents are Scorpios? Me and my son's father are both the Scorpios, and our son is a Taurus. Love this for y'all. Sure. Yeah, both my parents are Scorpios. And the son here is a Taurus. That's so interesting. I love when we talk astrological signs. Some of y'all don't, but y'all be strong. All right, let's move on. Wes explains that how this romance started with Amanda. Their explanation on how this started doesn't make sense to me. But that's because I don't think they can tell the truth. Because maybe the truth is just far worse than, I can't imagine it being far worse than what it really is, but apparently it's far worse. Okay? Oh, Elegant says, as much as I dislike Danielle, she clocked it years ago. Danielle that's now on In the City, but was originally on Summer House. That Danielle? Ew. P-Dub says, there is a video. I think I did see that. Did I not see that? P-Dub says that there's a video of Amanda spitting food into West's mouth during their trip to Italy. She's literally a bird. Oh my God. That's gross. Even beyond what we're dealing with when it comes to these individuals, if I saw regular people doing this, never mind. I was going to say something, but I'm going to leave it because we're in mixed company. Can you look, people? For those that understand, when I look at you like this, just nod your head like you understand what I was about to say. Right? Oh, okay. So Wes says seeing Amanda around his friends, that's what made it special. That's what made it special. That's what signaled for him. Seeing her, they have a lot of mutual friends, he says. Okay, Latoya said, you understand, Latoya? We see each other? Okay. So he said seeing Amanda around his friend, he was like, that was special to me. Stacey said, I nodded my head. Ms. Barker with the eye emojis. Kendra said, we got you, kept. Lakia says, unfortunately, I saw that. Oof. I'm sorry for your eyes. Okay. P-Dub says, we got it, Kemper. Okay. All right. As long as y'all get it. All right. So he said that's what clicked for him. That's what clicked for him. Seeing her around his friends with that little, whatever that is she calls a top knot. That's what clicked for her. So Amanda says it happened one night and where he said to me, am I crazy? But is there something here? I think they came up with this scheme. Speaking of a scheme, they came up with this scheme to come to us with the BS. I don't believe that this is the way it went down. I really don't. And I know creating some sort of crazy narrative of when this began probably is what is the juicier thing for people to believe. But I definitely believe it's a lot worse. Exactly, Stacey. I definitely think it's a lot worse than the scheme or the narrative that they're giving us during the Summer House reunion. Anyone else? I know that the internet will run with the craziest story, but I believe that it's a far more disgusting story than they're giving because they're disgusting individuals. Perfect example of them in Italy, her spitting food in his mouth. They're disgusting individuals. Okay? And it says the pony bun. When the internet started pointing out that she does this pony bun all the time, I was like, what in the girl? I'm gonna leave her alone. She's having a tough go of it right now. All right. So she says that's when it began. Amanda and Wes denied that anything started during the summer. So they're denying that there weren't any moments during the summer that this started. Maybe in an emotional affair. Maybe it wasn't physical. I don't know if I even believe that. Okay. Jesse says that Amanda and Wes not only lied, but gaslit everyone too, like they were crazy. And that's why Jesse came out with the timeline. And if you missed it, we showed you the timeline that Jesse shared on social media. He broke down the timeline for you. We went through the timeline. And it's very precise. Shout out to Jesse. They also point out when West said "holy frick" under Ciara's picture during this said timeline. They were just I think that was in March when he did that. So Mia, shout out to Mia. Mia is definitely one of the MVPs because she had Ciara's back like a good sister, but she is a good cast member because when you're a newbie, you could really fall into the bushes like Levi. Sorry, Levi. Even Bailey. Like Bailey was there, but she wasn't stepping up like that. She was more talking under her breath. But the way that Mia clocked it, Mia pointed out, like, I did, because she said on Watch What Happens Live, there were some moments during the season that made me think, wait, did this start over the summer? She says during the fight between Carl and Kyle, Amanda was fine. She was together. The minute she saw Wes, all of a sudden she starts crying, and then you see that hug between them where he kisses her head. That was like, you're not telling me. My thing is, maybe Amanda didn't see it. Maybe she just thought it was a friend checking for her. But I think Wes was plotting and planning this all along. All along. Mia then says, she had another example. Yes, Mia, you did that, girl. You looked beautiful. You brought your weight. Contract renewed. Okay? Contract renewed. And she's single now. She's single now. I'm looking forward to seeing single Mia. And I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are going to try and get with Mia. Leave Mia alone. Mia, don't date inside this damn house, please. So Mia then says, when Amanda was trying to stop Kyle during that fight, Wes came up behind Amanda and he grabbed the back of her. He kind of hugged up against her and he almost touched her breast. Lindsay, he ain't never hugged up on me like that. Mia was like, he ain't never hugged me like that either. Not that they even want him to, but she said that stood out to her. So he seemed very familiar with Amanda between the hugging her and then kissing her on the head and then grabbing up on her chest the way that he did. Very familiar. And then the nerve to do that in front of her husband. Kyle, Wes has no respect for you, especially as men. You think that, look, there are men that would be disrespectful like that, but he has no respect for you. Because I feel like in any other situation with heterosexual men, that would be a beatdown if you did that with, and I'm not encouraging fight, I'm just saying. I just feel like it would be a beatdown. Oh, you thought that you could just, and I think because Kyle kind of he's a little softer on the softer side, which I don't mind. But I feel like people don't take him serious. That might be the better way of saying this. Mention It All says, Mia says, I'm not finished. I love her. She was the best. She showed up. Mia was my MVP. Lindsay was my MVP. Ciara was the queen. And Dara really came in and delivered. She delivered exactly what we needed. Did you guys see, I did talk about this during our mini Tuesday takeover in regards to Wes. He has a lot more to say on his podcast versus in the reunion moment. And he's still not denying what Dara said, though. He's still not denying the fact that what she said was 100% true. And a perfect assessment of who he is, which is disturbing. All right, let's move on because I have a lot more to talk about. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about the Summer House Season 10 Reunion Part 3. You guys have asked for it, so I'll be live next week to recap Summer House, The Aftermath. Okay, if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to like today's video as well and share your thoughts and opinions and how you would rate Part 3 of the reunion. Live chat, how would you rate Part 3 of the reunion? We did have a couple of super chats. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. We appreciate that. And those of you that send in Venmos, Cash Apps, things like that, I always love it when I go to my Cash App or my Venmo or my PayPal and I got a little coin in there. I'm like, oh, this will buy lunch today. So thank you guys. Trauma Queen says, thank you for the super chat, Trauma Queen. Trauma Queen says he admitted that he was on beta blockers because he was on something worse. See, okay, Trauma Queen, we see each other. Because I was like, Andy gave him beta blockers. He gave him that. He got caught and he just agreed to the beta blockers. I agree with you. We'll just say allegedly. Millie, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Millie says Andy Cohen was squirming when Rachel was talking about interracial dating. Probably. Sam, thank you so much for let me shimmy, $20. Thank you, Sam. Sam says, also, Ciara said in an interview that Wes and her agreed to not date anyone in the Bravo universe. Oh, I didn't see that. He was also at her 30th birthday party in December. It didn't get brought up in the reunion, but there are layers to his betrayal of Ciara. Oh, I did not see that. I don't know if that was a realistic. I don't know if that's a realistic ask, if I'm going to be honest with you, especially with the way that the Bravo universe is and the way that they encourage that type of stuff. Andy will ask, oh, what about this person? Would you date her? I feel like it's encouraged. So I don't know if he would have been able to keep that. If anything, I would have been like, you guys, you shouldn't be able to date anyone on the cast. Jojo, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the support. Jojo sent another super. You sent a couple super chats, Jojo. Thank you. Jojo says, Kemp, West is a Scorpio rising with Mars in Scorpio too. This would explain his resentment of Ciara and willingness to act on it. Oh, so that's what you were saying. Okay. He's a Scorpio rising with Mars in Scorpio. Thank you, Jojo. Also, that was a Scorpio part of his chart. He's a Capricorn sun, though. Unnecessary. Thank you so much for the super chat. Unnecessary. Love the name. Says, sorry, not Summer House related, but did you see Drew and Ralph finalize their divorce in the True Monthly Ink? I did see that. We'll talk about it in a moment. We'll talk about it in a moment. Then I'll clip this out and put it in a separate video since you guys insist on me talking about it. Okay. But yeah, I did see that the monthly income, and I told you that. And if you get a good, we'll talk about it when we talk about Drew and Ralph in a second when we take a little bit of a break from Summer House. But thank you, Unnecessary. We appreciate the super chat, but I appreciate you also making sure that I knew that story came out. So stay tuned. Unnecessary, thank you for another I got to give you a shimmy because now what, $25? Look, thank you. Unnecessary, speaking of Bailey, her consoling Scamunda, when they came back from break, told me all I needed to know about her. I don't know. I was okay with that happening because, look, she didn't really have any friends on that cast. And it's clear that I think everyone on some level has been friendly to Amanda. I don't think everyone's been, even Lindsay. I don't think that means anything, though, to be honest. Mr. Mellon Magic, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Mr. Mellon says, to me, him being there for her during the summer started something emotional between them. Then they probably hooked up late last year and lied after. I think that's a possibility as well. And I think that was maybe Wes plotting and planning. I believe he was more calculated with what he did over the summer because you saw what he said in the aftermath, the Summer House aftermath that's coming up. He was like, oh, I think I've been in love with her for a long time. I don't think he knows what love is. I really believe that Wes is incapable of truly loving anyone besides himself. I know, look, if you want to be like Kempire, you are not Dr. What's her name? The fake doctor. Look, Cheyenne Bryant. You are not Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. At least I got a bachelor's in psychology. I can actually prove it, though. Okay? I can actually prove it. But anyway, I've digressed. Let me focus. Okay. Thank you, Joy, for becoming a member. We appreciate your support. Guys, we're almost at 300 likes. We have over 700 people in the building. I'm surprised. Y'all really been showing up for the Summer House recaps. I was expecting more people to be here for number 3. Okay. I guess I'll see you guys in the replay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let me move on from there. Let me skip around a bit. So Wes denies, hold on, wait. So Mia points those things out. Wes says that if they thought anything was going on this summer, it would have been flagged. He is so calculated. He's always thinking about the show, always thinking about producing. That stood out to me when he says, if anything happened during the summer, I think they would have flagged it. That's not a denial. Y'all notice that? That is not a denial. That is you trying to make sense of it, thinking that you really probably covered it up. If there was anything that happened during the summer, I think they would have flagged it. That is not the response that someone would say if they were telling the truth. Exactly. Rena says Wes works in production. He knows how to manipulate the audience. That makes a lot of sense to me. That definitely makes a lot of sense. All right. Dear Yvette, I don't know if you were here. I think it was part 1 when we were talking about Summer House, the reunion. I said, I need to understand more about his childhood because that would explain a lot more as to why he's this way. So, dear vet, thank you for being a member, says Kempire, something happened in West's childhood. It's very weird. Was he the kid that nobody wanted to like? I don't want to pick Dara's brain. Even though Dara didn't grow up with him, but she dated him and she knows a lot more about him. And she had a really good assessment of him during part 2 of the reunion. Stacey says he did tell his girlfriend that he loved her too. Yeah, Mia says that he said, I love you. But then they also talk about Mia during the reunion, and he denies that they ever were dating. But he was like, but I think she thinks we were. That says to me that you guys probably were dating. Okay? That's all that says to me. All right, let me move through this, guys, because we're already an hour in almost to this Summer House reunion recap, and I am trying to get off of here by 5 o'clock. I got things to do, places to be, right? All right, let me see. Moving on. Okay, so Wes denies having a crush, and Amanda also denies having a crush during the summer, okay? Because they were all speculating maybe this was an emotional affair. Amanda says that she was so caught up in the fallout of her marriage. She said, and she emphasizes that she's not a cheater. Amanda, it doesn't land for me when you really want to come across, I am not a cheater. I would never have done that to you. Remember she said that last week about Lindsay doing the Carl's a Mess ad? Okay? I feel like you trying to portray you're not a cheater, you would never do this, but you basically betrayed your best friend, the one person that really showed up for you, that really wanted the best for you in a real way. So if anything, this makes you worse. If you had cheated on Kyle, I think we'd probably be able to forgive that because we believe he's cheated on you more than he's willing to admit. I think we would probably be able to be like, you know what? He cheated first. Not that I believe that. I think we probably would be able to find more grace for Amanda if she had cheated. But you betrayed your best friend for, I was about to call him limp. I'm gonna leave that for Kempire After Dark. Speaking of which, Kempire After Dark is returning to the Green Room 42 September 25th. Livestream tickets are available. Meet and greets are available. If you're in the New York City tri-state area or will be or want to be, get your tickets today, September 25th. It's happening. Go get your tickets today. More information on the tickets will be available in the description. Speaking of which, the first announcement of the tickets went to our Kempire's Inner Circle. So you're missing out on our free mailing list. Join today at thekempire.com/join. Mods, if we can post a link to that in the description, in the chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. Join today, guys. Shout out to, now we have over 1,000 of you that are part of our mailing list. So again, more exclusive information is going to, I already have things in mind that I'm going to share exclusively with the mailing list. So join today. Again, it's free. Yeah, so Amanda trying to say it wasn't an emotional affair. They denied that it was an emotional affair. Her saying, I'm not a cheater. I never cheated on Kyle. Although, I don't know if that's true. Just based off of the timeline of what people are saying. So did Amanda yell at Wes, not on behalf of Sierra, but on behalf of herself over the summer? You saw that scene that they re-showed. Because now people feel like it lands a little bit differently. Were you yelling at him on behalf of yourself, or were you doing it for Sierra? Okay. Kyle says that there may have been an overlap in a 2-week period. Amanda denies having any physical interaction with West in 2025. However, according to Kyle, he's heard from people that have DM'd him and let him know that there was something going on between West and Amanda in 2025. It isn't something that's brand new. Oh. What do you guys believe? I believe something was happening before 2025, even if it was an emotional affair. Kyle says he's not hung up on the emotional side, even though that might be worse, but he says that's harder to prove. I have to agree with him in regards to that. All right, but Amanda swears. She said nothing happened with Wes. She swears on her own life. She swears on her dog's life, and that's where I kind of believed her. Because people with their dogs, I was like, well, she's swearing on her dog's life. But again, she just doesn't have enough character. If you do this to your best friend, I can't trust a word that comes out of your mouth. So Wes says that he wasn't the clearest and says that he told, because now they're talking about Mia in that situation. So Mia asked why Amanda and Wes came forward. Amanda says that she was still trying to that's her main thing. I was still trying to figure things out between what was happening between us. You were still trying to, it doesn't make sense. You were still trying to figure things out, but you were willing to risk your friendship with Sierra while you figure those things out. That's so crazy to me. It doesn't make sense. Because if you gave that much thought to what was happening between the two of you, shouldn't that thought been included? If we go here, it's ruining my friendship with Ciara. Because I think Ciara might respect you more if you had come to her and was like, nothing has happened, but I feel like there's something happening between West and I. But no, she didn't do that. She was busy figuring it out. West said that he wasn't the clearest and that he... Hold on. Oh, Mia points out that her decision to do had nothing to do with Ciara in regards to what Amanda says, why they decided to come forward. So Mia points out like, oh, so it had nothing to do with your friend Ciara. All right. So Wes says that he wasn't the clearest and says that he told Mia that they were not exclusive in November or December. There's a picture of them in the bed together in December, though. But Wes sent Mia flowers on Valentine's Day, according to Ciara. It's not making sense. Wes says that he was not exclusive with Mia, but she thinks that they were. Bailey whispers that the Super Bowl stuff, she whispers to Mia, the Super Bowl stuff that Kyle was bringing up is pretty incriminating. All right. Wes says that Mija, I have to pronounce it like that because I don't want you guys to get mixed up with Mia that's on the cast. He says that that Mija did think that they were in an exclusive relationship. Jesse says that he met Mija and that he was under the impression that she knew that they weren't exclusive. Jesse gets emotional in this moment. And again, if you watch the Bravo version versus the Peacock version, there's more context in the Peacock version. Jesse gets emotional and says that the sanctity of this friend group feels broken. Wes in this moment seems more emotional about Jesse being emotional and apologizes to Jesse. That was the most emotion that I got from Wes. Wes denies being monogamous to Amanda since that they expressed their feelings. However, he says he's been monogamous to her since they put out their statement together. Interesting. Wes says that he does feel pressure for this to make this work. Kyle says that he's considered Wes one of his best friends and was one of the best things to happen to the show. Excuse you? Do y'all think this, besides the Ciara of it all, besides this new Scamunda of it all, do y'all think that Wes was like the best thing to happen to Summer House? Look, haven't watched the show chapter and verse, but do y'all think that he's been the best thing since that's been added to Summer House? What exactly does he add? Besides, oh, I'm partying, let's party, blah, blah. What exactly did he add? I can't say that his commentary is that insightful or funny or interesting or entertaining. I keep asking you guys, what exactly did Ciara or Amanda fall for? All right. Okay. Just asking. Kyle wants to know what's West's plan for Amanda. Where do they go from here? Kyle said that he was texting West about their sex life while West was in Miami on a dinner date with Amanda. So he feels really betrayed because he felt really close to West. I think you guys need to take Kyle believing that they were a lot closer with a grain of salt. These reality TV stars and their friendships and best friendships are not what they think they are. Especially when he says it in the context of, I think you were the best thing that happened to the show. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, but all right. Sidebar, Kyle, wear gloves at the gym. And I've seen him at the gym. I used to work at the same gym as Kyle. Wear gloves. I saw his hands. I was like, ew, Kyle, ew. Wear gloves when you go to the gym. Anyway, so Kyle says he was texting Wes about his sex life with Amanda. I guess because they weren't having sex. And he was over there in Miami on a dinner date with Amanda. Jesse was like, why wasn't I invited? Because he was in Miami at the time. And he was like, oh, because you and I were supposed to have dinner the next day, but I should have invited you. You didn't invite her because things were going down. And based on what we saw, things were going down. Based off the timeline, things were going down at that particular point. That was March, right? We went through the timeline. So things were going down. Now he's at the reunion. He was like, oh, maybe I should have invited you. Okay. So Ciara points out that some of Amanda's social media behavior. And Amanda wants to make it seem like, oh, the song choice. I post things, I post trending songs. And we never got to the bottom of what that whole little holding the two fingers together post that she had that says, "This is how much I care." We never got a solid answer. Not in the Peacock version, not in the Bravo version. Why did you? But I just post things. It's not what you guys think. It's not everything has a meaning to it. So what did that mean? What were you feeling that day that you cared this much? You said what you said, Amanda. You said what you said. And this is why, Sierra, you need to remember this. I would never forgive Amanda. If anything, if we had to deal with each other on a show, it'd be at a distance. But I'd be screwing my face every time she would turn around, and then I'd walk away. Janelle says Wes and Jesse revitalized the show, but they joined the show the same season that Carl ended his engagement with Lindsay in the year of Scandal. Wes is not the reason for the season. Okay. All right. P-Dub says fake apologies and useless excuses. They act like we're stupid as they are. I think they really think that they are smarter than the audience, not the Bravo universe. No, not the Bravo universe. Chris, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Chris says, Kemp, did you know that Mia has a net worth of 15 million? I'm not shocked. And yes, we talked about this because I remember I kept on saying, why does Mia look so familiar to me? Then I figured it out that she was on Selling the Hamptons. Yes, she's in real estate. She has a net worth of 15 million. I love that for her. Okay, she's in luxury real estate specialist, and she was on Selling the Hamptons. I remember that. Good for you, Mia. What the hell are you doing on radio? What are you doing on this show? Maybe she needs a break. She's been through a lot. Look, I'm gonna let her have this. But what you doing on this show? All right, it's fine. She wants to have fun. All right, she wants to make new friends and things like that. Okay, fine. But yeah, I do know she was in luxury real estate. All right, 15. I didn't know she was selling like that, though. All it takes, though, is to sell a few multi-million-dollar properties. Honestly, the way that she delivered, I'm glad she's on reality television, to be honest with you. She's great. She's great on reality television. Chris says she's on the show to get more money. That makes sense. That makes sense, too, because now you're a high-profile person. Your social media can sell your properties. All right, Mia, I see you. Look, I see you, Mia. Look, I see you. Oh, Susan says America needs Mia. I might need Mia. Shoot, get me in luxury real estate. All right, let's move on. So Amanda denied that they were related to what was going on at the time in regards to her social media posts. Annie points out the friend betrayal, that how much of a friend Sierra was there for Amanda. Amanda says that she developed feelings for someone she wasn't supposed to, and she basically lost sleep over it. That was her response for any time that this came up. I fell in love with someone. I fell in love. She says, I developed feelings for someone I wasn't supposed to develop feelings for. Okay. She kept on saying that. Sierra points out that Amanda didn't even text her, that she texted her right before they released the statement about this. Sierra says that Lindsay had to come and pick her off the floor, that she couldn't get up and go to work. Wow. Jesse gets emotional hearing Sierra cry. He gets not even just emotional. Jesse starts crying. And again, if you're just joining us, Jesse was crying because he's triggered by this because a close friend of his slept with one of his exes. I'm going to tell y'all this. I don't think I'd be that mad if one of my friends slept with one of my exes. Because I'm like over it, but that's me. Everyone's going to feel differently about that. I actually had a friend that ended up getting with one of my exes. But I was like, maybe I'll better together. But that's me. I know that some people wouldn't like that at all, but that's me. I'm like, I don't care anymore about that one. And also wasn't someone that I had dated for a long time either. And then, look, today, fast forward how many years later, they're not even together anymore. All right. And look, and we're not even friends anymore. Good, right? Look, how could he do that to me? I didn't care. But that's me. Everyone's different. So Jesse gets emotional and he's crying. All right. So Sierra says that Wes just got with Amanda to spite her. She goes off on Amanda in that moment. And she says that that's the only reason why he's with you. Do y'all believe that? I definitely believe that. I don't believe that Wes is with Amanda because he's so in love with Amanda. I don't believe that at all. I think she's just his next victim. And no one's going to be mad about it. And Amanda, the fact that you're burning these relationships with people that really would have been there for you is your own fault. It's your own fault. All right, before we move on, I want to say thank you to Hulu for sponsoring today. Real talk. You live for reality TV. Every time it gets crazy, gets juicy, gets dramatic, and completely irresistible. And lucky for you, Hulu on Disney Plus does too, with the most unhinged and unmatched library of shows. Period. Turn on larger-than-life docusoaps like Season 4 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and the hit new series Love Thy Nader, featuring superstar model Brooks Nader and her sisters. Obsess over the seasons of iconic dating shows like Love Island UK and Farmer Wants a Wife. Get hooked on irresistible food competitions like Master Chef. Dive into hit game shows like Celebrity Family Feud and revel in show-stopping fashion competitions, including the one and only Project Runway. Whatever it is you're into, Hulu has it all. No filler, no fluff, just thousands of episodes of the very best in reality TV every single day. Because Hulu gets real. Stream now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply. And we're back. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like today's video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We are talking everything Summer House. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions as well. Happy Pride, guys. We're raising money for the center here on the channel. Again, 100% of your donation goes to the organization. Be sure to check out, if you're watching now, check out any of our last couple of videos. If you're watching the replay, you'll see a link somewhere along the video here to donate. Every single dollar goes to the center, who does a lot of really great, and they have been doing a lot of great work for decades here in New York City for the community. Shout out to everyone that's already donated or will donate. We appreciate it. We are trying to get to at least $1,000 today. Mods, can we double check to see if we hit $1,000? If anything, I want to get to $1,200 today. KSH Pittman, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Says, Wes and Amanda's conversation in the green room lets us all know they were there to perform and make themselves feel better. Very clear. And Jesse was spilling tea about their intentions, because although Wes and he have had this a little bit of a hiccup in their friendships, it's very clear that Jesse was like, he's through with Wes. Queenie, thank you so much for super chatting, for being a member. Queenie says Wes is going to be on House of Villains while Amanda disappear into obscurity. Such a fumble. I could see it. I could definitely see it. All right. Look, all right. Let's move on from there. So Sierra says that Wes is only with Amanda to spite her. What do you guys say? Osingal says he's a user and a loser. Oh, Lord. Okay, Sierra says that the last episodes were hard for her to watch this season because of the scenes that she had with Amanda. And Amanda, during the Peacock version, when asked about that, she said, I didn't watch the last few episodes. I've been dealing with a lot. And in college, that's really convenient not to watch the last few episodes. My thing is, and my frustration with Amanda, you didn't have to watch the season to know that Sierra was there for you. She was there for you in real time. She filmed with you during In the City. She was there for you this entire time, right there for you. She got into arguments with Kyle for you. So you knew how much she was there for you. So that was a lame excuse. So Sierra says she doesn't regret encouraging Amanda to leave the marriage. I do. I regret that for you. I wish you never got involved, but that's me. And she talked about how she wanted Amanda to be happy. She wanted her to know her worth. Sierra really was a real friend. She wasn't a reality TV friend. She really was trying to show up for Amanda says she does appreciate how Sierra was there for her, and she says that she effed up. Amanda says that she will walk away from this reunion doing a lot of reflecting. In Italy, with your new man, my man, that's all she had at the reunion. I'll walk away from this reunion doing a lot of reflecting. Lindsay wonders, how did Amanda not know that this could be like so detrimental to her friendship to Sierra? A lot of us were like, how could you, like, what did you think was going to happen? This is not like you're 19 years old. You're a 30-something-year-old woman. How could you not know that this would be detrimental to a friendship that you've had? You did know. You just were like, no, This is who I want. All right. So Jesse didn't expect to get this emotional. It says that he feels like he's losing a brother. And I told you during the Peacock version, he explains more. Jesse reveals that one of his close friends, not West, actually slept with his ex. And that happened recently. And this is why he was triggered. Andy asked West if he's on beta blockers. What? I know he's no offense, but are you on beta blockers? Because his reactions, his lack of emotion, his lack of reaction. Sierra was on social media and said, just a medical note, beta blockers don't remove emotion. They work by blocking adrenaline from binding to beta receptors in your heart, blood vessels, and muscles. The receptor is responsible for physical symptoms of anxiety, like increased heart rate, raised blood pressure, and trembling. The emotional, she puts in caps, experience remains, but physical stress response can't fully activate. It's like putting your fight or flight symptoms on D&D. Enough with the beta blocker BS. I love it. Just saying. Get them together, Sierra. Get them together. All right. Moving on from there. So Andy asked him if he's on beta blockers. He eventually admits that he is on beta blockers. I think he's on something else. I think he just ran with that because Andy kind of gave him that to run with. Because Andy probably thought, being a producer, that they're probably going to ask whether or not. Shout out to Casey from Bitch Says. She did a funny video. I got to find it now. Just because y'all need to hear what she said. Hold on. Because I thought it was... Keep in mind, she is a comedian, so you should take this with jest and not serious. Okay, Casey, hold on. I randomly saw this and I said, this is hilarious. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. No, come on. Let me see, Casey. I know this is a live show. Hold on. Oh, wait, maybe it's on the Bitch Sash pod as well. It is. Please hold. Hold on.
I got to drug test him. It's plain and simple. Bravo needs to drug test reunion cast members and make sure they're not on beta blockers, Ativan, lorazepam, Xanax, all that. That's for the rest of us to be on.
That's not for the rest of us.
When we're dealing with our own problems, but that's not why we set aside precious time from our lives to watch you, okay? You are not allowed, Amanda, to take mood-deadening drugs and put pharmaceuticals in between yourself and the pain you have caused others. You will hear it, okay? I don't need you staring off in a haze. That's not okay. For her to be like, I showed up, but you didn't show up. You didn't show up. You weren't there.
Damn. I was like, oh, damn. Okay. Just thought I'd share that little clip, y'all. I thought it was funny. She posted it a week ago, and randomly I just saw it. Okay, I wanted to share that clip. Let me get back to this. I know you all have been asking me to talk about the news in regards to Drew Sidora. So I'm going to talk about this now. However, I'll clip it out so that those that don't watch this Summer House reunion, you're able to see us talk about this. But Drew Sidora and her divorce might be finalized. Okay, so according to TMZ, Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora was ordered to cough up monthly child support to her ex-husband, Ralph Pittman. And I know you're thinking, why does she have to pay him? She almost was homeless, getting kicked out of the house. And apparently he makes $70-something thousand a month. Oh, hold on. And then we told you, the original report said she made $12,000 or something like that a month. And we said, okay, that's probably what she's making personally, but I'm sure her Bravo check, which is a lot more, is probably going into an LLC, which happens especially when you're self-employed. You pay yourself kind of thing, but your businesses probably have the bulk of your investments and your money. So they say Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora has been ordered to cough up monthly child support to her ex-husband, who has primary custody. Remember, during the school year, he has primary custody because she was allegedly, I don't know if I have to say allegedly, but allegedly she was not bringing the children to school on time. She has since said on Real Housewives of Atlanta that she has, I forget, what was the term again, guys? Can you remind me what the term was in regards to her really having an issue with knowing time and things like that? So which is an actual condition that some of you have shared in regards to it. Okay. So TMZ obtained the judgment entered by the court on June 8th following a trial where Drew and Ralph both testified. Per the court docs, the court determined that Drew's monthly income was approximately $38,000. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, Drew said that she had time blindness, which is a real issue for people that have ADHD. And I'm thinking maybe she'll talk about that during the reunion. So, per the court docs in regards to this divorce between Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman, they say that the court determined that Drew's monthly income was approximately $38,000 per month, while Ralph earned around $27,000 per month, which is a stark difference than what they originally reported. The figures are vastly different from the figures Drew submitted in the case, in which she claimed that Ralph earned over $70,000 a month. As a result, Drew, who wed Ralph in 2014 and split in 2023, was ordered to pay $2,218 per month in child support to their kids, for their kids. The exes own a $1.9 million home in Atlanta and have various other loans against the property. What in the Dorit? Dorit, that home sale has been delayed yet again. Sidebar. That's so crazy to me. That is ghetto. Just saying. Y'all don't say it. Y'all don't say it. Y'all say it for the black people, but you won't say it for the white folks. But okay. Ralph was awarded ownership of the home, but has to pay around $145,000 to Drew for her interest in the home. Okay. And $2,200 a month in child support is not that bad for Drew. Per the judgment, Drew keeps a Cadillac Escalade, and Ralph gets the Porsche Taycan and Cadillac XT5. Remember, she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she says that everything has been somewhat amicable with Ralph lately, and she wants to keep it that way, so she was not trying to say anything shady on Watch What Happens Live. That's because this was settled. They must have come close to a settlement at the time when she filmed Watch What Happens Live. So in addition, Drew will keep the family dog, and neither party will receive spousal support. So I'm guessing Drew is going to move out of the home if he's going to pay her interest from the home. Because remember, that was a whole issue that the judge said that she had to be out of the home by the end of May. They've since allowed her to stay in the home, but I'm assuming she's going to end up moving out of the home. The docs also note Drew's last name will be restored to Jordan. All right, but wait a second. Who's Sidora? That's not him. Look, I guess that's her stage name. Never mind. But I know that her actual legal name is Jordan, because remember she said she was related to Michael Jordan? We've yet to prove that, okay? So Drew will get to keep the family dog, and neither party will receive spousal support. I think this is a win for Drew. Don't y'all think? Don't y'all agree? This is a win for Drew. Okay. The doc also notes Drew's last name will be restored to Jordan. TMZ first reported that Drew and Ralph have been going back and forth in court for years. Drew was recently ordered to vacate the home, only for the judge to reverse the decision after the RHOA alum claimed that she would be homeless. The judge decided to once again order Drew to leave the home after she gets paid her share of the equity as a part of the new judgment. So she will be leaving the home. And Drew, you better have somewhere to go, because you showing off your new body. Just saying. And I'll say this. I'm not going to even show you the back and forth between Kelly Porter and Drew about the things that Drew said in a recent interview about her being misproportioned. So she was like, Kelly started pointing out the whole, oh, here's your before and after. Then Drew posted Kelly's before and after. I get it. Some fans will be like, Real Housewives of Atlanta, this is what housewives do. They shade each other, they body shame each other. It just feels like on Atlanta, there's a lot of body shaming. There's a lot of conversation about people's bodies. We need to stop, because I just feel like you guys could, if you were more clever, you wouldn't have to go there. Just saying. Okay. P-Dub says Kelly started a KEMPIRE. Okay, all right. Here y'all go. But she started it. Fine. She did start it, though, because remember, it started on that Sprinter where she looked at Drew and says, you look like the alien from your movie. And we were all like, really, Kelly? Really? All right, so that's the update on what's going on over there on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Drew will be moving out of the home. She'll be getting paid interest, but she will be paying Ralph child support, hence why he probably sought primary custody of the children. Again, I don't think it's that much. There are other cases that we reported on where you're ending up having to pay thousands and thousands of dollars in child support. I think Drew will be fine paying the $2,000, especially if she just got a new body. But it's probably sponsored, so she probably didn't pay for that. Here's the thing, though. If you get a new body, like certain things, I just feel like there's so many things as an influencer and a content creator that I can get for free. There's just certain things I'm like, I'm willing to pay the money. Just because I don't want to be on the operating table getting the bootleg version of your services. I don't want a bootleg BBL. I paid full. I'm getting the full amount of money that I invested here. But that's me. That's me. There's probably a lot of things I could have gotten for free that I paid full for. But that's me. Anyway, I'm happy for Drew. This is good news. So she's finally divorced from Ralph Pittman. This is good news. I'm happy for Drew. I'm happy for Drew. Chris, thank you so much for another super chat. Chris says, Mandy posted in June of 2025, a photo dump with Wes in it on IG. Caption, I broke my wedding vows. She archived most of her posts as people caught on. Oh my gosh. So there probably was an emotional affair happening for a while. Queenie, thank you so much for the super chat. Queenie says, Bailey saying he's already over it. Yikes. In regards to Wes. Yeah, because they talk about this relationship and he's looking forward, Wes says he's looking forward to them getting back to how it was in the beginning. And everyone has a big reaction to that because they're like, back to how it was in the beginning, sir. The honeymoon period? And that explains a lot about Wes and his mentality, his emotional immaturity. I like him telling on himself. Queenie says, Giggly Squad also spoke on the beta blockers. What did they say, Queenie? Giggly Squad is a podcast from Hannah and Paige. See, I know what the things. I don't listen to them. But I know. I keep my ears to the streets. What did they say, Queenie? All right, guys, keep liking the video if you haven't already. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We're talking about the Summer House Part 3 reunion. We had a little bit of a Real Housewives of Atlanta break, but we're back. We're back to talk about what's been going on over there. Let me actually drop the call link for those that want to call in. So if you're a member of the channel, I am going to drop the call in link for you guys now. I'm going to take some quick callers because, like I said, I got to get off of here by 5 o'clock, and it's already 4:30, and we've been talking a lot, which I enjoy. And you guys have said that you want me to recap the aftermath. So I hope you guys will show up for the aftermath recap because y'all know how y'all want me to do things, but all right. So if you're a member of the channel, I just dropped the call link for you guys as well. Happy Pride. We're raising money, guys, here for the LGBT Center here in New York City. We raised over $6,000 last year in just 2 weeks. I think we can raise $10,000 in 4 weeks. We can definitely do that. Go get your tickets. We'll get to that in a second. Go donate today if you can. If you check any of our last couple of videos, there are links for that. If you're watching a replay of this, it should be along the live chat as well. Speaking of tickets, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live show is happening September 25th at the Green Room 42. There's live stream tickets available, meet and greets available. Get your tickets today. All right, ticket information will be available in the description, along with everything else Kempire and our sponsors. Let's get back into what happened at this reunion, and then we'll talk about the aftermath a little bit. All right, where was I? Okay, Wes says that he was trying to stay composed when asked about the beta blockers, and hold on. And because everyone else is so emotional, that's what Andy was saying. Everyone else is so emotional, but you guys are not as emotional. Are you on beta blockers? He says that he's trying to stay composed. Ciara says it's either the beta blockers or he's just a sociopath. I think it's the latter. Okay. Andy asked Amanda, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Okay, Amanda says that she wishes that she could have both, meaning that her friendship with Ciara and this relationship with West. Excuse me? She wishes that she could have both. Really? Oh my goodness. Amanda, this is not going to end well for you. And look, you made the choice. You continue to make bad decisions. Why stop now? Okay? Why is that? No, she tells Andy, when Andy asks if it was worth it, she says, I wish I could have both. Oh my gosh, dummy. Oh my goodness. She wishes she could have both, y'all. Wes says that they're not in love. They both react to that they're not in love because it's only really been like 2 months. However, Jesse's spilling tea. He told me that he possibly could be in love. I was trying to look at Amanda's reaction. Flat. Just flat. Okay. Jesse says that Wes told he thinks that he's in love with Amanda. Amanda says that if this is love, if they're in love is part of their conversations. Okay. Mia asks Amanda and Wes, are they exclusive? Lindsay says they gotta be right now because they're in a microscope right now. Carl asks Amanda, because Carl's just dumbfounded by all of this, that if she wants to be with Wes after finding out that he was hooking up with 4 girls, including her former best friend. She found out a lot during this reunion that would make her pause, right? But no, she's over there in Italy with him right now. Okay, spitting food into his mouth. Gross. Wes says that he's committed to making an effort of being committed to Amanda. He did not convince me. Just off the reunion alone, I'd be like, I think we should take a break. Wes says that he wants to get back to the early days of their relationship, the honeymoon phase. So everyone has a big reaction to them. What? What are you saying? The honeymoon phase or the excitement of sneaking around? Is that what you're trying to get back to? He said what he said, y'all. Don't try and have him come up with some sort of rationalization. He wants to get back to the honeymoon phase. All right, so we're rounding out this last part of the reunion. Lindsay and Mia both agreed that there was no clarity after 10 hours. And remember they were saying that Amanda was gone for 20 minutes? According to reports, she was actually gone for maybe damn near an hour when she left the reunion set. That's what they're saying. Kyle then speaks up and he points out that the reunion is supposed to be about resolution and he feels like there wasn't any here. As he's getting up, because they take a little bit of a break, as he gets up, he hugs Amanda and he breaks down. I actually felt for Kyle in that moment because I felt what he could be feeling, no matter how bad their relationship was. He even says he hates the fact that people think that the entire relationship was bad. And his heart is beating so fast. Do y'all think that production turned the amp up on that? This is truly original. They're good for editing. Truly. So do y'all think he turned it up? But no, he seemed like he was really having an emotional reaction there. So I wouldn't be surprised that his heart was beating like that. I felt for him. So Lindsay confronts Andy as she comes back from the break. And she's like, Andy, I feel like I haven't learned anything new here. And he's like, what? He's like, I feel like there's no clarity. You want us to start all over? Let's start all over. Welcome to the summer house. She was dead serious. And everyone was like, look at Lindsay calling out Andy for him being a lackluster reunion host. Lindsay says that this affects the entire group. She says that it's not just about the 4 of them. She says that this affects the entire group. She says it was short-sighted for a hookup. And she says we spent this entire reunion talking about this hookup instead of this is such a Leo thing for her to say, though. Anyway, what else happened to you this summer, Lindsay, that was worth us talking about that we didn't talk about? I think they did a good job with everything that was on hand, but I get it. Because what would we have talked about during this reunion if it wasn't for this drama? Can someone tell me what we would have talked about? Because I watched this season. Yeah, y'all had some fun moments. It was a fun season. But she is such a Leo. We spent this entire reunion talking about this. What about me? She didn't say it like that, but I'm going to say it for her. Lakia says, Lindsay said, Andy, pass the mic. She did a hell of a job. She did a great job. Her, Mia, Sierra, they were the MVPs. Dara, MVPs of this reunion. But it's just the ego, the reality star ego. What about me? We spent this entire reunion talking about these 4 people. Okay. Wave Key says, if you're not talking about a Leo, they're not listening. And it's 3 Leos on this cast, at least. There's Amanda, there's Kyle, and Lindsay. Okay. See, Shimmer says, as a Leo, I agree. Case closed. All right. Kyle reacts to what this means for him going forward. Andy asks him, and he's just, I really don't know what this could mean. He doesn't feel like there was any clarity during this reunion. And there was no clarity when asked, what are your plans for Amanda? He's worried for her. Ciara says in some ways that this was cathartic for her and that she can move on with her life. I don't know. Does that mean she's not going to return? There are rumors that she's not going to return to Summer House. They do highlight that Ciara helped raise $160,000 for the Girl Scouts. So they come out with the Girl Scout cookies. I love a Girl Scout cookie. Anyone selling Girl Scout cookies in New York? Just the talk about it, I was like, I want some Girl Scout cookies. That's what I miss about working in corporate America. Someone would always sell the Girl Scout cookies, and that's how I would get them. Oh, Jesse says, my Nana was a Leo, August 21st, and what they say is true. I love a Leo. I have a Leo moon, y'all. Okay? Y'all know. I can say it. I have a Leo moon. I have some of the attributes of a Leo. Okay. All right. Then Bravo announces that at the end of this reunion, of course, they take their pictures. And again, there really was no resolution. They take their pictures and then they do this premiere of the aftermath, which is happening next Tuesday. And we will recap it because you guys asked me to do it. So take a listen.
You were winning.
After the reunion. So Kyle and West meet up. They have a meetup. We heard about rumors that they had some sort of meetup. Oh, hold on. Kendra says, Kemp, you could buy the cookies online. Y'all know what I'll be doing after this. All right.
He pursued me. He said it was you.
So Amanda says that West pursued her. Lindsay says he says that it was you.
He's already out there embarrassing you.
What did you think was going to happen?
So Miha and Ciara meet up. So remember last week I said they should have flown Miha in. So apparently they did.
In the end.
Do you love her?
I thought I was in on it. Wasn't.
This version doesn't show where West basically says he thinks that he's been in love with Amanda for a long time. Okay. Look, okay. Oh, Cece says put Troop 6,000 and that's the I'll be able to find that way we'll be able to support the Girl Scouts there, that particular troop. All right. I haven't seen that. I also don't go to the grocery store like that. All right. Let me say thank you. And then we're going to take some quick callers. If I can find my call in. There we go. All right. Callers. Oh, we don't got that many callers. That's fine. Live chat. Let's get to 400 likes. And I'll drop the calling for you guys as well. For those who are just joining us, we're talking about part 3 of the Summer House reunion for part of the replay crew. And I know there'll be a lot of people watching the replay of this. Be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on the reunion and how you would rate it. Okay? All right. Estelle, thank you so much for the super chat. Estelle says, hi, West is with Ciara like Frollo is with Esmeralda. He's blaming everything on her and still obsessing over her. So yes, he did it to spite her. Ooh, that's kind of scary that someone did that to spite you. Queenie, thank you so much for another super chat and for being a member. Queenie says, Giggly Squad was mostly giggling, but Paige doubled down on what Ciara posted. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat and for giving us an update on what the podcast had to say. All right. Live chat. I'm going to drop the call link for you guys as well. And we're going to take some quick callers. Again, keep in mind the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the KEMPIRE LLC, or our sponsors. Okay. Let's bring up first Ashley. Ashley, it's been a while. Where you been?
I'm working.
I know that's right. What did you want to share?
Okay, so really, because I be trying to go fast. So thank you for taking it easy on the Pisces, because we all have our bad bunch. I got K. Michelle. Don't you guys, Shamia?
Oh, wow. Wow. Why are you attacking us right now? We also have Kim Zolciak. Okay, feel sorry for us.
Everybody got their somebody. I'm just saying. I have to say, too, Andy, yesterday he was getting on my nerves. You did mention Jesse in the timeline. He did try to show it, and Andy stopped him. So that was one. Yep, part 2. That was in part 2. I've been watching this at night, so yeah. So, and then he was really getting on my nerves too when he kept stopping Lindsay and Ciara, because what I don't want to hear Amanda's nothingness. She gave us nothing. So let them go in on her. And I did feel like that was a vehicle to essentially not have them go in on her. Andy has been losing me when his hosting skills because he sucks. Atlanta and Potomac are able to run circles around him to keep it entertaining, but he has got to do better. And then lastly, I want to say that Amanda and Russ didn't deserve no damn Girl Scout cookie. So they should have just skipped them. I would have been like, you don't get none. I'm just saying.
But you saw what Amanda said, and she don't eat it because we're going to take a picture.
I I'm done. Yeah, so it was good though. See, part 1 was better, 3 was good, and then 2 was whatever. But thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. I know you guys think that I want to host a reunion. I've said this countless times. I don't. I think Rachel Lindsay would have been a perfect host for that. I don't understand why you would have Andy Cohen hosting, first of all, everything on Bravo. This Summer House crew is far younger. I know he's dating someone in their 40s now, but he's not in his 40s. And I'm not being an ageist. I'm just saying. There's so much talent over there at the Bravo universe. This would have been a perfect opportunity to have a black woman host this reunion. And it would have been a great test to see her host a reunion. You have her moderate the BravoCon conversations. Come on, Bravo, what are you doing? I'm going to keep saying it because I know some of y'all think I want the job. I don't. If you're going to give me the job, I'm going to take it because ain't nobody going to turn down money. Okay? But the difference here, I'm going to also be an advocate for other people at the network. Just saying. But that's me. All right. April Aries is backstage. We're going to bring April Aries up next. April, what did you want to share about the Summer House reunion?
Hi, good afternoon, Kempire. So I don't know if you remember last week when I was telling you when I was doing my dirt and then you said you're trying to get the tea. So I was being a menace in my college years, but I've since outgrown that and grown up. So we don't do that anymore.
You are an Aries, though, so that makes sense to me.
Hey, listen, don't do that. Don't do that.
I know Aries women very well. I'm not saying you're a menace in a bad way, but I think...
No, it's okay. I can be a menace in a bad way, and I can own that. You know what I'm saying? Maturity, Saturn return. But I feel like this is what Amanda gets because everything that she learned that he was doing while, quote unquote, telling her, he's literally telling you step by step what he's going to do to you. And you're sitting there, oh, yes, no, it's okay. We talked about that. And I was confused on how they said on stage they don't love each other, but in the city, he's sitting up there saying that he loves her. I was like, is it Uchiwali? Is it one mic? And I feel bad for Kyle, but he also needs to toughen up. I felt bad when he was crying, but it's just like this man came into your home literally and physically, spiritually, and took your woman. If there was already on the streets, you can't. She's just for everybody. So that's what it seems like. And I was like, Toucan Sam, you are going to get exactly what you get because ain't no good going to come to you when you disrespect people the way that you do. Have a good day, Kempire.
Thank you. Take care, April. All right, now we got a line backstage. All right, Arjun's backstage. Let's bring Arjun up next. Arjun, what do you want to share about the Summer House reunion? Arjun?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I just want to say, the Amanda's hairstyle that she has?
Yes.
That was the hairstyle that Kim Kardashian trying to make happen in 2022. It is known as flip bun. Yes, that was during her Balenciaga era.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can check it. And then there's another housewives relation to this. She was at the Fenty show. The Lisa Barlow claims that she was at as well. And I think Kim K was sitting next to Sarah Parker as well. So you can check it out. You can just search up Kim K flip burn. She trying to make that happen, like to try and it didn't work. But I'm so surprised that Amanda's making that happen 3-4 years later.
She's always behind on the times.
Amanda looks like Hailey Bieber. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees it.
No, I can see that.
I don't watch Summer House, but I was like, that lady looks like that. She looks like Hailey Bieber.
She does.
But yeah, I'm watching them in the city. I like that show as well. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, Arjun. Bye. All right. Tutu's backstage. We're going to bring Tutu up next. Tutu, what did you want to share about the Summer House reunion, part 3?
Bonjour, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to say, I think West have been scheming since 2025, like beginning of the year 2025. Because remember, Kyle said she's been with West more than she's been with me. So they've been scheming, and they've been plotting over their resentment for Sierra and Kyle. They came up with this dumb plan to hooking up, and later on season 11, launching their relationship because Kyle would have been the bad guy. Amanda would have had Dancing with the Stars, Love Island, everything else. And Sierra wouldn't have been able to be the good guy. She would have been the bitter ex in this situation. I think that was the plan, but they got caught by the neighbor. There's a video of it. And they had to come clean. That's what happened.
All right. Thanks, Tutu, for calling in.
Thank you. Au revoir.
Au revoir. All right. Janelle's backstage. We're going to bring Janelle up next. Janelle, what did you want to share?
Bonjour, Kempire.
I don't know why I'm always ill prepared for your introduction. What's going on, Janelle?
Prepared for me. Ew. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. Let me just say this. Okay, first off, I don't think Wes was on beta blockers. He was on showers. Showers equals pasta.
Can you DM me what that means?
Yes, because I can't say it on these YouTube streets.
Yes. Because I'm like,
The algorithm would not algorithm, okay? But anybody that was watching Vanderpump Rules knows exactly what I'm talking about, okay?
Oh.
Yes, I'll DM you about it. I'm honestly not surprised by Amanda and Wes's the reaction to anything during all three parts. Most importantly, this part 3, because they truly don't think they did anything wrong. When one person thinks they're the perpetual victim and the other one gets high off of being the villain, then what do you expect? They sat there and were like, and they probably be like making fun of her, making fun of Sierra behind her back. Because let's keep it all the way funky. Based on Jesse's timeline, Amanda was she was lying to Jesse and then taunting him about it weeks later. You thought it was funny because you like getting away with something. That's the part that got me. The rest of the timeline, I was like, okay. But when he went over to Wes's apartment and Amanda was there, and she goes, "Oh, are you done doing blah 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 blah?" I was like, "Hold up, you gaslighting me now? You making fun of me? Nah, that's not your friend. Jesse, that's not your friend. Sierra, that's not your friend.
And
That's it." But
if Jesse was triggered by his other best friend doing that to him, then you definitely don't want a friend like that around.
I think they'll be broken up by the end of summer when filming wraps, and then the truth of the timeline will actually be revealed next season during the reunion or the season after that, because it all comes to light. Because I bet you next season is going to be this season that they're going to film is probably not going to be the most interesting. Because that's what happened to Vanderpump Rules. Because the producers do too much. They try to get involved and try to manufacture storyline instead of just let people be. It's probably going to be boring, and so they're going to need something. And that's when Wes and Amanda are going to reveal, yes, we broke up, but we were having an emotional affair back in April 2025.
Allegedly. Thanks, Janelle.
Anyway, bye, Kempire!
Bye. And I think that's part because I've heard word on the street, and I haven't heard from solid sources. I'll find out that people are afraid, this cast is afraid that there might be some sort of Vanderpump Rules overhaul for Summer House for the next season. But I don't know if I believe that, especially with them doing the Summer House aftermath. I feel like this is their way of trying to control what happens next when it comes to season 11, just so that it's a cleaner transition. That's what I believe is happening. All right, Queenie, last but definitely not least. Queenie, what did you want to share about the Summer House reunion?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to say, once again, I felt so bad for Sierra when she broke down talking about how she's been there for Amanda and the girl couldn't even spare a tear for her. But I'm so curious what you thought about Kyle crying on Amanda when they took a break.
And his heart. You heard his heart?
Yeah, I just felt so bad. I don't know, whatever toxicity or possibly abuse has him holding on to her, despite it being very obvious that she played in his face. But yeah, I just wanted to know your opinion on that. But also, before I jump, I just wanted to say I agree with you completely on Andy hosting. I think he did do a good job for Summer House.
Yeah.
We could definitely see what he's learned in the past between the Potomac and the RHOA call-outs that we've had on him about protecting Black women. I was actually a little proud of him for standing for Sierra.
Yeah.
But even with the Vanderpump Rule recent reunion, I didn't watch the show. I just checked the reunion to see the color of the cast. And I just had to say I cringed because it was just so very obvious, the age difference. It needed to be somebody else.
And they have him hosting the Love Island reunion.
Yeah, yuck.
And I'm not trying to be an ageist. I just feel like you can see the difference. And why is he hosting everything?
Yeah, he just needs to stop, because if I hear him say clock it or locked in, I'm logging off. Bye, Kempire.
Thanks, Queenie. Take care. Yeah, goodness. This has been an interesting reunion. I have to say the reunion was probably far more interesting. The season was good. The season was definitely good. I have to agree with Janelle that I'm worried for season 11, and maybe they're worried too, and that's why they're trying to transition whatever they're trying to transition with this Summer House aftermath. And I heard when I was on when I was on the Ringer podcast with Rachel Lindsay, she says that she feels like this is their way of transitioning. Rachel, can you believe now I ended up watching the season, Rachel? Because remember when I came by your podcast, I hadn't watched the season. I had no plans of watching in the season. Fast forward, I watched it and I recapped it. Can you believe it? Now I need to come back on the Ringer so we can talk about it. Anyway, I'm gonna have to hit her up. I'm like, girl, I need someone to talk about this with. So stay tuned. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Easy free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Be sure to check out our sponsors as well in the description. Shout out to our friends over at MyFitnessPal. Go take advantage of that 15% off the premium, y'all. I am loving it. More to come with our friends over at MyFitnessPal as well. Thanks to our King's Guards. Thanks to everyone that sent in super chats. Venmo's, Cash as April. Thank you so much. She said Jesse's crying like he was the one cheated on. See, April, you probably saw the Bravo version and you didn't see why he was crying. You probably did not see why he was crying. There actually made more sense if you watch the Peacock version. His friend slept with his ex recently. So he's very triggered by this. So that's why, and that's why I'm mentioning it. I'm glad I got an opportunity to watch the Peacock version. All right. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon, your rest of your week. I will see you all in the next one. I don't know what the next one will be, but stay tuned. All right. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys so much for liking the video. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to like the video as well. Easy, free way of supporting. And don't forget, you can hear our cleaned up, edited version of our live recaps and exclusive special episodes on the podcast. Subscribe to Kempire, King of Pop Culture podcast, available on Apple and Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast. Be sure to give us a 5-star review on both platforms as well. And go get your tickets. The Kempire After Dark live show is happening September 25th at the Green Room 42. Live stream tickets are available for that show as well. And meet and greets are available. Go get your tickets today. Let's sell that out. I keep telling you, if we sell early enough, we can add another show. So go get your tickets today, guys. Again, ticket information will be available in the description. And don't forget, we are raising money for Pride Month here. So whatever you can donate. I know I'm asking you all for a lot, but y'all be strong. Every dollar matters, and every dollar goes to the organization. Help us reach our goal. We're trying to get to over $1,000 today. And I definitely think we're very close. But we're trying to raise $10,000 by the end of the month. We can do it. I know we can do it. Share these videos. Share any of our last couple of videos with your friends and family, and they'll be able to donate as well. All right. All right, y'all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our King's Guards for holding us down and always being here. We appreciate them. Be sure to send love to them as well. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on here on the channel. We appreciate you. Become a member at teamkempire.com/join. And speaking of joining, join the mailing list, thekempire.com/join, and you'll be a part of the inner circle. You guys get the exclusives first, so join today. It's free. All right. There goes your credits at the end. I appreciate you guys being here. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.